Leadership. All right, guys, leadership. Check it out. A lot of people want to know, hey, Albert, give me some input on leadership. And I have a lot of input. I can't go over everything right now, but as I said, I like to give you guys tips, advice, and I like to make these videos because I give you all my input based on my experience, based on my results. And I'll tell you that business is really, really complicated, and for the very few, especially if you want to grow it big, and you deal with a lot. And I'm going to start it with this. Experience is not how many years you have. Experience is how much you grow every year. So experience is how much you grow each and every year. So based on my experience, I have grown every year dramatically, like a lot. And like I said, it's not about having 20 years of experience. It's about how much you've grown each of those 20 years. That's very important. And also, very important in business, whatever business you're doing, it's very important to never burn your bridges, to have ethics. Because if you don't have ethics and you burn your bridges, I always say it, you're gonna go on that blacklist. So people like me and other people that are up there high, they communicate. They're all friends. They're in that very, very small percentage of winners. And these people, they talk, and you don't want to go on the blacklist of these people. So you got to watch out and be very smart on your actions, because you will end up in that blacklist. And once you get on that blacklist, a lot of doors are going to close for you. And I mean, you know who you are if you're one of those. So growing a business, it takes a long time to grow a business, and especially if you want to grow $1 billion enterprise. And it starts, I'll give you guys an example. But when you start a business, it's just you wear all the hats. So you can't afford C-level executives. You become the CEO because you're forced to, and you have to do everything. You have to be the COO, the CEO, the CFO, the manager, the everything, the owner. And when you start growing, then you start hiring these C-level executives that are very expensive. And these are the people that start helping your business go to the next level, because you hire people smarter than you. For example, me, I was forced to become a CEO. I wasn't a CEO. I wasn't supposed to be a CEO. Maybe I'm pretty good at it, but I'm not the best. You know, I was forced to become a CEO. It's not that I wanted to be a CEO or that I thought I need to be a CEO because my ego is too high and I have to be a CEO. No, I was forced to become a CEO because I didn't have anybody. I couldn't afford anybody. So I started the business. I was the owner, and I had to become the CEO. And fortunately, I ended up with a wife, Sil, that was really good at operations, and she became the COO. And that kind of, it was luck. I've been very lucky all my life, because things, when I had a lot of dangerous parts of my life and situations, I was able to get out of them because I was gifted in what I'm good at, and I was gifted in what Sil's good at. And you know, when you're good things happen to you. So one of the biggest problems for most business owners is that once you grow your business, then you have people that become entitled, people that seek significance. So let me repeat that. One of the biggest challenges in business for a business owner is when people become entitled. After a while, they become entitled. Some people already come entitled. And these are people usually that have a lot of experience. That's why I don't like to hire people with a lot of experience in the industry, because they come with their entitledness. And not everybody, by the way, but most. So they come, they're very entitled. They expect things. And then they seek significance. They always have to have somebody, especially the leader. They want the leader to pat them on the back, tell them how great they are, give them spotlight, recognize them, and so on. I could go on and on. So seeking significance and also being very entitled, having entitlement, is gonna stop your business from growing. So you have to stay away from these people. And the best way to do this is to just stay away from them. Give them a little bit less attention. And then that entitlement, it'll start going down. It'll start going away. And sometimes the people will go away. But you can't grow a business ever by having people that are really entitled, that have entitlement, and people that always want to seek significance. Because you know what? If you want to build a business that's worth billions, if not more, trillions, then you're going to have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people in your organization, and there is no way to have all of them be entitled or all of them to seek so much significance, so much importance. There's no room for that. And you open the door, you let those people out, and you continue to grow. And that's what you do. You move on. You give attention to people that earn it. And just because you earned attention or just because you earn certain things does not mean you could lose it. Because it's easier to lose it than it is to gain it. And people have to understand that. I'm speaking because, me and my wife, and our people, our leaders, we work really hard to get to this point where we have a lot of great investments, we have a lot of flows of income, we have investors, we have mentors, we have a lot of resources, and we build a lot of relationships where we don't depend on one person, on 2 people, on 10 people. We don't depend on one business or on one flow of income, and we are pretty damn solid. So people that want to grow with us are going to grow with us, and people that don't want to grow with us, they're free to go wherever they want. And I wish them nothing but the best. Good luck. Go do it. So remember, one of the things that I learned from Maxwell, one of my friends, mentors, is in order to get my time, you have to produce. And that applies to me. So if you want my time, produce. Show me. And this applies to anybody that's watching this and is a leader. People want your time, make sure they earn it. They first produce and then they get your time. It's not the other way around. They don't get your time and then produce. No, they produce first and then they get your attention, then they get your time. That's the way it works if you want to build a business. And I'm speaking based on my experience and based on experiences from friends that I have that have sold companies for billions. And one of the greatest leaders in the world, John Maxwell, and many others. So this is how you do it. And then another thing is, sometimes, you think, okay, well, Albert, should I stop giving to my people? Should I stop being generous? Like, Albert, why do you take people on private flights? Why do you pay people for their rooms at the Ritz? And you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not $50,000, $70,000 on a person, and you give them more than what they have given the company, and then they're two-faced, and then they backstab you. Why do you keep doing it, Albert? Because, for every person that takes advantage, karma is going to get you back really bad. So karma is going to come back and they're going to punish you really bad. You're going to get what you deserve. But for every person like that, there's going to be another person or 2 people that are going to be loyal, that are going to be ethical, that are going to be all in with your company, and they're going to help you grow the company. And then when the company sells, they're going to get a big chunk. When the company's worth a lot, they're going to get a big chunk. And then not only that, they're going to get your value. You're going to give them value. You're going to teach them a lot. And you're going to show them all your secrets, introduce them to all your relationships, and expose them to what life could be if they work really hard. But some people are not going to appreciate that. But for every person that's bad, you're going to get a lot of good people. So you got to keep giving. That's what Maxwell told me. Albert, you keep doing what you're doing. You keep spoiling your people. You keep giving them. And give, and you're going to get some people that are going to be good people. Not everybody's going to be a piece of shit, okay? And number 3, you got to lead by example. You want to be a good leader? Lead by example. You can't control what other people are going to do, but you could control what you're going to do. You could control how much activity you're going to do. Today, we have a hectic, busy day. But you know what I did? It's one of my busiest days today. One of my busiest days. But guess what? I called in the morning to my team and I said, hey, you know what? I want to add a couple more things to my agenda today. I want to add more. Why? Because I could control how much activity I put in. I can't control what other people do. I can't control all the bad things other people do. I can't control what other people say. I can't control how hard other people want to work. But I could control how hard I work. I could control what I do, what I say, and how I lead. So you got to lead by example. You can't tell people, hey, work out, get in shape, if you don't work out and you're not in shape. You can't tell people work hard if you don't work hard. You can't tell people show up if you don't show up. You can't tell people work extra long hours if you don't work extra long hours. So you got to lead by example. And that's something that I do. That's something that all of you should do. I got number 4, I got my 80-20 rule. People ask me, Albert, so what has allowed you to continue to grow even in these times? Recession and people that come and go. It's the 80-20 rule. Because remember, 20% of your people are going to get you 80% of your results. 20% of your salespeople are going to bring you 80% of the sales revenue. So it's okay to lose the 20%ers. It's not okay to lose the 20%. It's okay to lose the 80%ers, because the 80%ers are only going to get you 20% of your revenue. So 80%ers are going to bring you 20% of your revenue. 20% is going to bring you 80% of your revenue. I stopped because some stupid car was trying to distract me, but I ignored them. So going back, you might lose some of the 80%ers, but remember, it's okay, because 80%ers only provide 20% of your revenue, of the production. So some of those people are going to come and go, but you want to focus on the 20%ers that bring in 80% of the revenue. And as long as you keep those 20%ers, your company is going to continue to be healthy and grow. So most business people, they make the mistake where they think, oh, I need to give everybody the same time. I got to be so fair to everybody. No, people have to earn it. And you have to keep those gems. You have to keep those 20%ers, because they provide 80% of the revenue, okay? 80-20 rule. Number 5, stay away from monsters, okay? There's going to be a lot of monsters that you personally create because you kind of make all these mistakes, and you fail to follow some of these rules that I gave you. And you start giving time to entitled people, listening to entitled people. You stop giving because you're like, oh, I give too much and nobody appreciates it. You got to keep giving. You say, oh, well, I'm not going to lead by example anymore. I'm going to lead from home. I'm going to pretend that I'm in the office, but I'm not really in the office. I'm giving people instructions from home. I'm giving the people instructions from being away in my vacation, and that's not going to work. Okay, but the key thing right here that's going to always help you is recruiting. You always have to recruit. Because when you recruit, as long as you recruit, you're going to continue to bring in those 20%ers that are going to give you the 80% of the results. So you always have to recruit, because one thing that one of my mentors, a billionaire, told me is, whoever's first place, second place, third place now is not going to be first place, second place, third place in 6 months, in 12 months, and 24 months. And guess what? This mentor was completely right, because I used to call this mentor back a few years ago, and I used to tell this mentor, hey, this person is first place, he's kicking ass. Hey, this girl is first place, she's kicking ass. Hey, this team is first place, they're kicking ass. And he would tell me, Albert, do not fall in love with these people, because these people might not be here in 6 months, in 12 months, in 24 months. And guess what? He was right. He was really right, because these people are all gone. I was telling somebody yesterday, hey, speaking to this girl, and I was telling her, hey, because she asked me something about business. Hey, I can't believe how much you've grown, Albert, how much you've put into this company and how much it's grown. And I told her, yeah, you know what? All of the people that started, maybe the first 15 people that started with the company are not here anymore. But now, we have a lot of new faces. A lot of new faces. And she's like, man, I can't believe it. And whoever was first place, second place, third place 2 years ago, a year ago, 6 months ago, they're no longer first, second, third place. It shifts, it changes. New faces that come in. So never fall in love with one person, especially if they have all these things that I talked about. Because you always have to be recruiting, because there's always going to be new faces. You're going to create new producers. That's how you grow a healthy business. Because you can't worry about other people. There's so many people. You can't worry about people. High maintenance people. Just let it go. Wish them the best. Let them go. Because you have to spend your energy on things you could control, which is developing new people, new leaders, and also recruiting more 20%ers that are going to fit your core values. Very important. Now, this is how we created a huge business. And, I want to help you. I want to teach you. I want to give you guys input, and I want to help you guys grow. And if you have any more ideas or requests or things you want me to cover, go over, let me know. Comment below, like, share, subscribe, and tell me, hey, Albert, I want you to talk about this. Because all the things that I say, like I said before, I'm blessed. We're doing really good, better than ever. We've never been in a better financial spot than we are today. And this is my way to give back, to give you guys value, to help you with knowledge so that you guys don't make the same mistakes I made. So that you don't make those millions of dollars of mistakes that I made. You learn from them and you have a more smooth ride in your entrepreneurship career. So having said that, comment, let me know, Albert, I want you to talk about this.